Okay, let's see. Looks like we're streaming. For those of you that are just joining, we're just working on getting our live stream up in our Facebook group, which it looks like we may be live right now. I'm going to double check just so I can make sure we don't miss anything or nobody misses anything that are planning to watch it on. Okay.
Close. There we go. Okay.
We're
It's all
live.
good.
We're all good. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Let's see, where did I lost you, Biba. Oh, there you are. Okay. So, welcome. You're still there. Okay, good. You guys, me and Bieber are so funny. We were just hopped on like a few minutes early and like, she's like, you're frozen. I'm like, no, you're frozen. And we're like, oh shit. We're like, this is fine. It's all going to work out. No one's going to be frozen. And if we are, just know that we'll come back in like a second afterwards because both of us are completely living off the grid on satellite internet that we do the best.
For those of you who are here for the off-grid, for those of you who are here for the off-grid aspirational lifetime, like life advice, the truth is your internet connection sucks ass. And everything else about the life is great, but it doesn't work with internet at all.
Sometimes
it's breeze up here and everything fucking goes.
Sometimes it works great. It's just that it's unpredictable and sometimes it doesn't. And you're just like, but it's all good. Today is going to be perfect. And everything is working for us always. Right.
Always.
Awesome. Okay. Well, welcome to everybody that's just now joining. I know that we have quite a few people here on Zoom. Wow, there's a lot of you guys here on Zoom. Hi, welcome. And then we also have our Facebook. So we're streaming live into the Facebook group as well. So if you're watching, say hello, especially if you're in the Facebook group, tell us where you're coming in from. I know there's a lot of people here from the UK. So we did this webinar a little bit earlier than we typically do. Because we are speaking to an audience that's, all over the world, right? And this is like a really good time for Biba and a really good time for people in the UK. And it actually happens to be a fairly good time for people in the US too. So hopefully we have people from different spots all over the world that are joining us, but let us know where you're coming in from. We'd love to hear that. This is probably like the best part of online business is getting to connect with people all over the world, all over the freaking world. Like, it's so cool. Like when you're just like in your little bubble or your little corner, like tucked away in the mountain, the base of a mountain and like, whatever, like you're in your own little world, right? But then when you get into this online space, like you get to connect with people all freaking over and it's just so freaking cool. So we have Northeast England, pretty cool. Soon to be leaving UK. Okay, very cool. Awesome. Where else do we have? Florida, Essex, UK, Hertfordshire, UK, Jamestown, Tennessee.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oops, where I got here. Yeah, so we got people from all over the place. So that's awesome. Well, we are super excited that you guys have decided to spend like an hour of your time with us because we know that time is your biggest asset that you have in life. Y'all, and y'all tell them I'm in the southern part of the United States, y'all. But yeah, so we super appreciate you guys spending your time, your very precious time. So we promise to honor it. We want to give you guys a lot of value. We want to make sure that you guys are walking away with so much really good information and that you leave feeling inspired. Whatever it is that you decide to do with this information, that's up to you. All we can do, it's like that saying is like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink or whatever. Like all we want to do is take you and lead you to something that has changed the trajectory of our entire lives. And like, we are so excited about it. We're so lit up about it that we want to like literally jump on the top of a mountain and scream it from the rooftops for everybody. Because if you don't know it exists, then you don't know it exists, right? And you don't know what you don't know until someone tells you. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to share with you something that can literally change your life if you let it. If you want it to, it can literally change your life. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Louise Millman. As Biba referred to me on her Facebook post, which really touched my heart. She said I'm her business bestie, which I love that. So I know that a lot of you might not know who I am, but I have been working with Biba now for just over a year, I think. But me and her have been friends since the beginning of the lockdown when Biba actually shared a post of mine like way early on when I went to some Reopen Tennessee rally or something. I don't even remember but I got interviewed by the news guy that was there and it got posted on social media. and Biba shared it and was like, this is my favorite person on the internet today. And I was like, who, me? And then next thing you know, me and Biba were like buddies, right? And like we have not stopped connecting ever since then. And about a year ago, she joined me on this epic business. And it's just been like a freaking magical ride between the two of us and between all the people that have joined us, which are literally hundreds across the globe. So we want to present this information with you and share this stuff with you. So I'm gonna, Biba, if you want to come out and just kind of, most people on here probably know who you are, but there's some people on here that joined who don't know who you are. So it'd be really nice for you to, you know, maybe introduce yourself a little bit as well.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so my name's Biba. I am a mother of 3. If you follow me on social media, you'd be forgiven for thinking I'm only a mother of 2. That's because in the first lockdown, I was very much still living in concrete, for want of a better word. I was stuck in the middle of suburbia, and going into lockdown, I saw a very different thing happening than what the majority was seeing around me, and I became very public in my opinions. But in the first lockdown, I grabbed my girls and decided to exit the system once and for all. And I took us to Greece first. From Greece, we ended up over in Portugal, where we lived on a vegan commune for a while, which is quite ironic because I now slaughter my own animals. And cut to now, where I'm living in my, quite literal, I'm living in my vision board, off-grid in the Portuguese mountains. And yes, I unschool my girls. My girls have never been in school. I had a steep learning curve with my firstborn child, my boy, who is 18 this month. This month, my firstborn boy. Anyone who's got a tiny baby right now, and everyone tells you it goes so fast, and you think you're stuck on your like 90th day of no sleep, and you think, fuck no, it doesn't go fast. Oh, it does, because he was a baby 3 minutes ago, and now he's 18. So yeah, my boy was my learning curve. I co-parented my boy with the government for the first 10 years of his life. Did everything the newspapers and the TV and the shit books like Gina Ford all told me to. And it was the birth of my second daughter 9 years ago. She was a hospital birth that I had planned to be very natural, and it was anything but. It was a horrendous violation of abuse, for want of a better word. And that kick-started me going down a particular rabbit hole where I suddenly thought, hang on, the medical industry isn't everything it's made out to be. Cut to now, my girls have never been in school. My youngest daughter was actually free birth, and I'm really passionate about one thing and one thing only, and that is getting mothers to understand how phenomenally fucking powerful you are. Any mum watching this, you are a divine, sovereign fucking goddess that can manifest anything she absolutely wants. And it is your birthright to live in freedom. It is your birthright to have your babies close to you for as long as you want them to be. And it's also your birthright to be abundantly wealthy. And it is my absolute fucking life goal to make sure that every mother that crosses my path either takes this information and runs with it, or I trigger the fuck out of them and never see them again. But one way or the other, I'm fucking freeing women. That is my passion. And awesome. What happened was I left the UK with people always ask me like, what was my plan? And the honest truth is I left with nothing. I left with £500 and zero plan. And I talk extensively, specifically to women that choose to work with me, but I do go through how I managed to consistently create my reality with next to nothing. And it all comes down to the inner work that you're prepared to do. And it all comes down to the fact when you understand that your inner reality is absolutely reflecting your outer reality. When you start mastering that, fucking world's your oyster. And I started monetizing my social media quite early on when I decided that I had no other way to make money. And I struggled for a long time until partnering with this magnificent woman right here. And now I'm making money that at one point in my life I would have thought was just insane. I still struggle to get my head around it, to be completely honest, but it's doable, it's achievable for anyone with social media who's prepared to put themselves out there on social media, who's prepared to stand in their absolute authenticity, who's prepared to stop listening to the fucking naysayers and accept that you've got one life and you're here to fucking, you know, run with it. So yeah, that's me, for anyone who might not have known. I'm also very, I'm a what's the word everyone calls me, Lou? A tinfoil hat wearer. That's me. That's what they all call me. I'm a tinfoil hat wearer.
I thought about wearing my tinfoil hat today, but I was like, you know, I don't know. Biba's probably gonna be wearing hers, and I didn't want us both be wearing one at the same time. So oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, so for those of you who don't know Biba, boom, there you go. There she is. And we love her, right? And we love all of you. And we're just excited about what we're going to share with you guys today. So stick with us. We're going to try, we'll do our best to stick within an hour. But we do have some really powerful information that we want to share with you. And we want to talk about wealth, right? So the title of this webinar was the wealth transfer of a lifetime. But like what are we talking about when we talk about that? And, you know, we are going to talk a lot about money today. We're going to talk about money because money is energy, right? And money is something that a lot of people, when they think about wealth, they think about money, right? But wealth actually goes a little bit deeper than that when we talk about conscious wealth. So I want to talk a little bit about that too first. First, and while we talk about like wealth from a money aspect. But so like, it's like one of those things that as a conscious entrepreneur and as a creator of this new earth that we are bringing about, right? Wealth is like so much more than just having like a whole ton of money, right? It's so much more. It's a huge part of the mission that we have here. And we're going to talk about why it's a huge part, but it is so much more because money can be used in this world to do so many good things. But there is a lot more than just having money when we talk about conscious wealth. So anyways, conscious wealth is what I strive for. Conscious wealth is what I've created. And it's what I'm here to help you guys create too, if that's something that you desire. That's what we help people do. We help people create conscious wealth, which goes beyond money, but money is included. I want to keep saying that, right? So that kind of gets drilled down, right? Money is included in this. But some of the other things that we focus on, we focus about conscious wealth is we talk about health, right? How is it that you feel every single day when you wake up in your life? Do you have a lot of stress, or do you feel, and I would love for you guys to comment below, or if you're in the Zoom room, comment in the Zoom room, like how, like truly, like think about how it is that you feel every single day when you wake up. Do you have a lot of pain? Are you pain-free? Hopefully you are. That's like a goal, right? Are you stressed out? Are you stress-free? Like that's the goal too, right? Do you have a lot of energy? Do you have low energy? Do you feel tired? Do you feel excited? Do you feel like, what are the types of things that you're feeling? Because these all need to be considered and are arguably the most important thing in our life, right? Because like, if you have money, even if you have all of the money in the world, but you don't have any of your health, then you absolutely have nothing at the end of the day, right? Let me see if there's any comments here. Brittany saying so much stress and low energy. Oh, Brittany, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, we need to get your stress levels down and your energy back up. And that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to bring about less stress, more energy. And that's a part of conscious wealth, is really making sure that you have your health, right? And health is a big part of your wealth, and wealth is a big part of your health. But like, if you think about eating organic food, eating home cooked meals, that's all more expensive than like eating fast food or eating crappy, you know, stuff that costs $1 at whatever stores you're going into, right? Like, so it costs a little bit more money to bring about wealth in your life. Holistic treatments are a really good example. They usually cost a little bit more than your government sponsored treatments that they like to give you, or whatever it is that they're trying to do, right? Higher quality water. You know, unfortunately, I always tell people, even though I'm in the water business, I tell people, I'm like, I wish to everything that water that was living, that was structured, that was full of molecular hydrogen, that was so good and nourishing to our bodies, could be absolutely free for every single person in the world. I wish that was the case, but it's not. Like, unfortunately, like, we live in a world now where water's polluted, or it's contaminated, like it's a bunch of crap, right? And so if we want access to really good water, like that also becomes, you know, you have to have a little bit more money. So it kind of like coincides, like health and wealth go together, because the more money you have, the better food you're going to have, the better information you're going to have, the more resources you're going to have, right?
Can I add something to that, Louise? Because I'm sure people that follow me, I'm sure know that I'm somebody that doesn't believe that you actually need to invest a lot of money in your health. Although Lou's absolutely right in that, like, the majority of my money will go on things like grass-fed steak, things like the very, very, very best of the best. The things that have, I particularly believe that all disease can be linked back to trauma. And let me tell you why I'm right now the healthiest I've ever been. It's because I've got time freedom. It's because I get to wake up when my body wants to, and I get to go outside and walk barefoot for 60 minutes if I want to. I can go, I'm fortunate, I'm blessed, I've manifested this place where I live close to the beach. Fucking wealth for me, true wealth for me, is being able to walk. I walked barefoot on the beach for 3 hours this morning because I've been on the fucking computer for so long yesterday. I thought my brain was going to explode. Legit, I did it barefoot under a tree to try and compensate, and I still felt like my brain was melting out of my ears. That to me is true wealth. Being able to take my girls and walk barefoot whenever we want to. Money shouldn't equal health, but it is the time freedom for me that wealth has brought that has changed my entire that's where my genuine true health comes from, is eliminating that stress. And I have been able to afford treatments that, because although I do believe that everything comes from within, to give you a prime example, I paid 300, I should have said then, euros the other week for a very an amazing body worker who was placing hands on me. It was like a 5-hour bodywork session. They were placing their hands on me. They were coming to, you know, stuff that I know some people think this is woo-woo. I fucking believe in all of it. It worked like a fucking charm. But these are things that if you'd have told me even 12 months ago that I'd have dropped 300 euro on a massage, I'd slapped you in the face. I'd have thought it was the most just unnecessary extravagance. So that for me, I don't want anyone walking away ever thinking that the only way to get healthy is if you need to start buying a shitload of stuff. It isn't. The way to get healthy is to eliminate stress. All stress from your life. If it's not bringing you joy, it doesn't need to be there. That's why it's called dis-ease. Is your life in ease? No, that's what wealth buys you. It buys you ease. Right. My stress had been, you know, I had a big stress recently. I've not seen my boy. I've not seen my boy. Oh, do you know what I can do? I can book him a flight just like that, because now I've got this wealth that enables me to. You know, this time last year, I wouldn't have been able to do that without making some enormous sacrifices, down to the point it was like, you know, right, how long can I make a can of chickpeas last? Oh, great, we can eat hummus for a week. Might just be able to fly my boy over. Now it's, you know, do you need extra luggage, son? Yeah, extra leg room, not a problem. That to me is absolute wealth. So know that is what I think we're both kind of hinting at when we say that your wealth can help you with your health, but never ever think that you need to buy anything to be healthy. You need to eliminate shit. Get rid of your job, get rid of your TV, and get rid of your shoes.
I love it. Barefoot over here, always.
True
yeah.
Story. No, true story.
Yes, no, and then that's really true. And it's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is like, there's a saying that says money can't buy you happiness. And it's like, you're right. Money can't buy happiness, but money can buy you a lot of things that make your life simpler and easier for you to then have less stress, more time, blah, 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 blah. So it trickles down into the fact that, yes, when you have money, you can afford to eat your grass-fed steak, you know, drink your, you know, water that you want to drink instead of your tap, or drink, you know, like those are the types of things. But I 100% agree with everything that Biba's saying. Health really truly comes from inside of us. It's all of our healing that we have to do in order to really fully truly be healthy. But you know, it does cost money to have grass-fed steak.
You are supposed to be naked in the sun all day, painting pictures and eating fruits, believe it or not. And that's why your life feels so shit, because we're not. We think we need to. That's what you're supposed to be. Like, and wealth can buy that. Right. Wealth buys that time. It's like, right, you can just go barefoot in the fucking sun for 3 hours. It doesn't matter.
Right. So the truth is, if we are just right, don't ever stop ranting, Biba. The truth is, if we are just telling people how to live a healthier life, right, but we aren't showing them how to make more money, then we're missing a huge part of the equation, because all the things that we just said, because having that extra income helps you be able to alleviate some of the things that maybe stop you from feeling like, you know, maybe you're adding some stress to your life or whatever the thing is. So we want to talk about health. We want to talk about health because it's an important part of conscious wealth, and it's tied directly into the fact that when you have more money, you, not because you're buying your health and anything like that, but because you're able to afford to do things that you maybe would stress you out before, or all of the things that we just said. So that's basically it. Does that make sense to everybody? I want to make sure that I think everyone's following along here, but everyone on Facebook is laughing. But yes, this is all exactly what we're talking about, is that part of why we want to promote health, wealth so much is because it helps us in that aspect of health as well. And then we want to talk about our relationships too, because relationships are a really important part. And, you know, I know that I struggled a lot because relationships are going to come back into your health as well, because all of these things, you know, like we all have this childhood trauma. We all have these issues that we're dealing with, that we've been dealing with our whole lives. And like, we're just in this era of transformation where we're all starting to realize that as we're mothers ourselves, many of us, I don't know who's a mom in this, or if you're a dad, you know, I'm sure there's guys watching this too, but we all are like trying to like heal while we're also trying to raise kids and like try not to cause trauma on them. But we all know that we're probably doing it in some sort of a way. And then we hope that we're giving them the tools that they have to then heal from the trauma that we caused them, because we're like also healing ourselves. Like we have all this like that we're going through, right? But our relationships are so important when we're talking about, and it's not just with our kids, but it's with our friends, it's with our spouses, it's with our partners in business and life and like all of this stuff, you know? And like when we talk about conscious wealth and the broader aspect of it, it's like, what are your relationships like with your loved one? What, you know, like if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, which is really what we want to focus on, relationships with ourselves, because when you improve your relationship with yourself, you improve your relationship with every person in your life, You really can't truly love other people when you don't know how to love yourself. And so we really want to make sure.
Sorry, I've just read the best comment in the Facebook group. Amy's written under that, I thought I'd healed my trauma until I was a mama. And that is so fucking true. It's nothing when you really start digging into every single time I feel like my anger starting to rise, or I feel I'm losing it. I try and drop in. I'm like just getting triggered by my like the reflection back from my kids. No, they say, don't they, if you consider yourself awakened and healed, go and spend a week with your family. It's like nothing reflects your own trauma back to you,
right?
More than your own family.
Yep, exactly. But what we want to share with you guys today is like kind of like, what if there was this amazing way to like, what if let me put it this way, what if your monetary success in the wealth world, right, gets to be directly affected by the internal work that you do within yourself to become a better version of you? Like, what if that was the case, you know? And I'm looking for comments here, you know, so stay engaging with us, because I want to know what that brings up for you. Like, what does that mean to you? Like, what if your monetary success truly is completely related to the amount of internal work that you do with yourself? Because the business that we're going to go over today, we're going to show you a strategy, but 80% of our strategy is all internal work. 80% of the strategy is all becoming a better version of you, improving your relationship with you, and which will then improve your relationship with everyone else around you, which then opens you up to receive and in a very abundant way, and attracts to you your soul tribe of people that you want to work with. People like, you know, whoever, you know, invited you to watch this webinar today, you probably most likely were attracted to them for some sort of a reason, because what we practice here in this space is attraction marketing. We practice attraction marketing, meaning that we are attracting people to us. We don't have a business model where we go and reach out to people and we say, hey, we really want you to come and join us. It's like, no, we put out to the world what we want the world to see, and whoever is there to receive that information is whoever comes into our space. So a big part of that is going to be internal work, and like 80% of your success in the business that we're going to show you has to do with your internal work. So Taylor says she completely agrees with that. That's why she's going so hard at healing, using all of her resources. Yes, truly, 100%. Healing is the best decision you'll ever make, and it will 100% change your life. And Dr. Ann's here. Hi. Completely believe that. Excited to do the work. So much inner work. Yes, all the inner work, because that's what we have to continue doing so we can up level in our life. And when we up level in our life, we up level in our business, right? And they're so connected. Like it's crazy how connected it is. And then we want to talk about like career satisfaction too. Like, how happy are you in your life? If you have a bunch of money, maybe you have a great job that pays you a lot of money. Like I happen to know someone who has a wonderful job. He's like freaking millionaire, actually, maybe even a billionaire. I don't even know. I don't know if he's quite billionaire yet, but he owns his own freaking private jet. He just flew my mom to Florida for like a weekend, like in his private jet, you know, but like this guy is so stressed out every single day. People don't even stand to be around him because he's so high strung and he's like, you know, and he can't, like, he doesn't enjoy his life like at all, but dude's got a lot of money. But what's the point if you've got a lot of money and you're not happy and you don't love your job and you have these commutes that you have to go back and forth that you can't freaking stand and your energy gets sucked out from you all day long. So by the time you make it home to your kids, you have nothing left to give to them. So you're like irritated and angry and not wanting, you know, like what's the point, right? Like career satisfaction is such a big part of our wealth when we talk about it from a conscious aspect. It's not just money, it's how happy are we? Because we literally get one life, you guys. I mean, I guess that's kind of debatable how many lives we get, but like, you know what I'm going, you know, like we get one life, but like if we are lit up and full of energy and excited every single day about what we're creating, we're feeling happy and ready to create magic with other people that are the same vibrational match as you are. Like I'm telling you, like there is a way to create that. And that's what Biba and I want to share with you today. Like it's such a big part of what we're doing is like creating lives that we're excited about and that we're lit up about and that we're happy about. So how does that feel for you guys? Like put it in the comments. How many of you are excited every single day about your life that you're living currently right now? And if you're not, how many of you want to feel that way? How many of you want to wake up every single day super fucking lit up about what it is that you're doing? Because that's what you get to feel if you choose to. And I know Biba can chime in here because I'm sure she's got something to say about this one.
No, I mean it sounds cliche, but you're in a reality. It is an absolute reflection of your outer reality. I mean, my life didn't change when I started making more money. I started attracting more money to myself because I'd already accepted it. So I went into I saw lockdown very, very differently to everybody else. And I thought everybody else at the time, seeing Found My Tribe. But, you know, when I made that leap, I was still doing the things. I had less than 500 euro in my bank and I didn't know where I was going to be taking where me and my kids were going to sleep the next week. But I was still spending every single day like I do now, which is just an abundant gratitude and doing the most simple things that were bringing me the happy, like zero stress. No one can be fucking stressed when they're barefoot on a beach. I defy anybody to be. So that was how I was spending all of my time, literally feeling this stress melt away from my body. The more I kept doing this incredibly inner work, it is deep inner work. It's very difficult to be abundantly grateful, not just saying you're abundantly grateful, but be actually feeling it flow into your every single cell when you don't know where you and your kids are going to sleep the following night. That's where the inner work really, truly does come in, and it's something that I saw happen time and time and time again. But they are called up levels for a reason, because the deeper you go into doing this work with yourself, the more your outer reality changes, and the more it's literally magnetic. You just pull in what you're putting out.
Yeah.
And then
boom,
everything comes together
like a big puzzle. It just starts to fall together, right? And I know I promise you guys we're going to get into the business in just a second, but the last thing is that we want to talk about is we want to talk about the impact, what kind of impact that you're making in your community, far beyond just yourself. Like obviously you can do this internal work, you can become happy yourself, you can become healthier yourself, you can become wealthier yourself, and all of these things you can help improve the planet. But then like, how can you then go and support other people to do the same thing? How can you then go and support freedom loving, conscious entrepreneurs like yourself, like ourselves, and help them on the same mission, right, that you're on? So this is where we talk about the wealth transfer, because I seriously get teary eyed and cry like every single time I talk about this. But what we do, because like Biba said, like when I started this business just a little less than 3 years ago, I never knew, I had never had any clue that what we were going to create is what we were going to create. Like we've created like some pretty magnificent things, you know, and like as it all started unfolding, I had these walls that I would bump up against. I had to do more internal work, break them down, moving up to the next level, break them down, moving up to the next level, and really truly opening ourselves up to receive, and like knowing like the why behind why I wanted to do it, why I had so many issues around around money. I had all these issues around, like, I didn't want to have money because money was evil and people with money were evil and like all these things. I had these negative thoughts and I had to break it all down and realize that, like, no, that's all bullshit. Money is not evil, right? Money is the people with the money. Money can, like, really bad people with a lot of money, yes, can do really bad things, but really good people with a lot of money can do really good things. And that's what we're here to show you guys. That's what we're here to do, is to take the wealth out of the hands of the corporations that are greedy and doing really bad things with it, out of the globalist elitists that are taking money and doing really bad things with it, right? And spreading it out amongst the people like us who are really truly here to create the new earth that we're wanting to create. We have a parallel society that we're trying to build out, right? We have a society that we're needing to build out, but guess what we need to do that? We need wealth ourselves, because we are up against the wealthiest people in the world, which is why they have so much freaking power to begin with. So it's all about the creating of the wealth and then spreading of the wealth out amongst ourselves. That's really truly going to make a big impact in our community, right? It's truly how we're going to support one another through the mission that most of us probably have a similar, slightly different, because each of us are our own unique person, right? But very similar goals as far as wanting to create a life or a parallel society outside of the one that we have been handed because we don't agree with it. We don't subscribe to it anymore. We subscribed to it when we were younger because we didn't know any better. And then we realized that we've been programmed from day one and we don't want to be programmed anymore. So we're creating the program, right? But that's not easy to do. And it's definitely not easy to do if we don't have the resources to do it. And guess what? Part of those resources is money. We need to have the money. We need to have money. There's nothing wrong with wanting money, you guys. There's nothing wrong with needing money, you guys. I don't give a crap. I live off the grid 100% on 26 acres. And guess what I needed to create the life that we have for ourselves? I needed money. And so do you if you want to create a life of ultimate freedom for yourself. The way that the world is shaped right now, we still need money to live. And so we're going to need to create wealth in order to create the life that we want to create. So we're going to show you, we're going to go over 3 steps. And I know we've already kind of went half an hour on this because clearly you guys can tell we're passionate about this. We're like, oh, we'll just talk for 10 minutes in the beginning and then we'll jump into it. Here we are half an hour later, but that's okay. We're going to show you 3 pillars of what we do. We're going to break down for you what our business model is. We're going to show you how we create wealth in the business model. And then we're also going to give you an opportunity at the end for exclusive mentorship and support and working together in a really amazing way. So Biba is actually going to go into pillar number 1 for 10 minutes or so before, and then we're going to jump into the business model right after Biba talks about pillar number 1.
Hi guys. Okay. There's basically one thing and one thing only that you need to be able to monitor, to be able to start making an income right now. You can do it right now. Literally tonight. You don't even need to sign up with our business opportunity to do what I'm about to tell you. You need to start building a personal brand on social media. It's as simple as that. If you have a social media account, you already have a personal brand. It's as simple as that. Now listen to me. I know that you've already got blocks coming up in your head thinking it's too late. Everyone's already built a personal brand, blah, 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 blah. 98% of people who use social media do it to consume. Out of the millions, I think we're actually into the billions. Out of the billions, it must be billions, of course it is. Billions of people worldwide who use social media, 98% of them sit there consuming on it. 2% of people create on it. I didn't realize what I had been doing. I had actually been building a personal brand for 7 years. I didn't begin monetizing my personal brand until April 2020. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. But I had been building a personal brand for 7 years before I began monetizing it. What I mean by that was I think my Facebook page is 10 years old. I started social media with Facebook. It's still my most successful social media platform is Facebook. But I started my social media on Facebook, I'd say about 10 years ago. I was a single mum to my son and I had a really closed down Facebook. I'd only had people that I knew from school that, you know, I had to know you in person. I shared very mundane things, nothing at all controversial, nothing at all speaking my truth, literally would just you know, when you get your Facebook memories flash up, mine just make me cringe. And as I explained when I was introducing myself to you guys in 2000, and let me get Tab's birthday right, hang on, 2014, I began waking up to I had a very violent wake up, I'd call it. I literally went from one day, everything's fine, to the next day, I decided I needed to start speaking my message on social media, and I began talking about very controversial things. In hindsight, this was me building my brand. Now, I remember how fucking terrifying it was when I first started saying this stuff and I'd get nothing. I wouldn't get a single like, I wouldn't get anything. So then I decided I needed to make my Facebook page public, or at least make these posts that I was making public. What I'm doing, unbeknownst to me at that time, was building my brand. Just sort of building a brand is, it's going on social media and it's speaking your truth. If you believe that the industrial birth complex is nothing short of obstetric rape, go out there and speak that truth. It might make you feel like you're about to vomit. It might make you feel like you're being purposely controversial. You're not. What you are doing is shining your light for all those other women out there who think the exact same thing. That is where the attraction comes in. I just kept showing up on social media every single day, sharing truth, whether it was about the latest article I'd read about these, or I'd share what damage they'd done to my son, or it might have been something about the god-awful education system. I began talking very openly about the fact I'd had my breast implants taken out because I discovered how poisonous silicone was. I started talking about how the fact I'd free birthed my daughter because I refused to have her anywhere near the medical complex. I was just speaking about these things. Had I known what I know now, I'd have been monetizing the shit out of those posts. But I didn't. This is why I'm such a good teacher when you join my team, because I get to teach you from the lesson of hindsight. But that is what I was doing. Cut to April 2020, and I've grown a small social media following. And I decide I'm leaving the country. I've got this personal brand. When I say social media following, I'm talking personal brand. I've built myself this small personal brand that is centered around medical sovereignty, that was centered at the time. I was being very outspoken about the fact I wouldn't wear a mask. I was being very outspoken about the fact I wouldn't take a PCR test. I was being very outspoken about the fact I thought it was all bullshit. But I was speaking my truth nonetheless. This was becoming my brand. When I decided to monetize it, I knew I was leaving the UK. I knew I had fuck all of a plan. I literally decided to take me and my children to Crete because I knew that it was hot enough that if we were homeless, we wouldn't freeze, and that we'd be able to forage enough fruit so that we wouldn't starve. This is where I'm coming from when I say I had no plan. And I do go more into depth with everything about how you can do all of this if you choose to join our team. But I decided I needed to monetize my social media, and I went through my inbox and I took the top 10 questions I was getting asked and I wrote the answers in an ebook. And I thought, I'll sell my ebook. Very low ticket, £5 I think I put it on for. And I thought all of my followers were going to buy that ebook, and I was working out how much money I was going to get when I released it. And I think something like 2% of them bought it. And then I took my girls over to Greece, like I just explained, and I've only ever used one sun cream on my girls. One in the whole time they've ever been on Earth. And it's an organic 4-ingredient one. And suddenly I'm using it all the time because obviously we're in Greece. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to contact this woman. I'm going to ask her if I can affiliate market for these sun creams. And I contacted her, and it was a really organic relationship. Turned out we were very like-minded. And I began making £2 commission for every sale that I'm making from these sun creams. Let me tell you, at some point, Layla, to everyone I bought that book. Oh, Layla, that means a lot, because when that book was coming out, you were helping feed my children. Every single sale truly did. So thank you, my darling. I began selling these sun creams and getting £2 commission. Sometimes that would only bring me in £40 a month. Sometimes that £40 a month was the difference between me and my kids eating well that week or not. We were very much surviving one week to the next. But I soon began realizing the power of affiliate marketing. And I also started earning income as a coach. When end of 2019, I'd got an inkling to work with this guy called Jason Christoph. Anybody who is big in the oh, I hate this word, truther community, bullshit community, but big in that community, whatever we're calling it. Jason Christoph, really amazing guy. I had trained under him as a self-sabotage coach. Layla, I've just finished his course, become a coach. That was the start of everything for me, was working with Jason. But I'd qualified as a self-sabotage coach, so I also started putting out these coaching packages, and I was doing really well, and I was selling out my group programs, and I'd make about £12,000 every time I put a group coaching container out. I was also had a waiting list for private clients, and you know, I charge £5,000 for 6 weeks with me. So I was classing myself as quite high ticket. My coaching programs were always successful. I had, like I said, I had a wait list for my private coaching, but it was a big energy exchange. It's a big energy exchange. You know, I'm having to give a lot of time to clients. I don't want to be giving a lot of time to clients. We've been through this. What does Biba want to be doing, everybody? Biba wants to be frolicking naked on the beach with her children. That's right. That's why Biba does what she does. Biba doesn't want to be sat in front of a screen. That makes Biba sad. And I was really like, I'd worked out, I was like, right, you can do 2 coaching containers a year and just give those weeks to your clients, and then you'll budget everything else out, and you can, you know, you can spend this time with your kids. And I was really wrapping myself up in a fucking knot. And fate, because everything happens for a reason, this good woman, this attractive, beautiful one that you're seeing in her yurt here, the one, the only Louise Millman, actually hired me as her self-sabotage coach in August 2021, wasn't it, Lou? Because she was on track to make 100k in 100 days. Selling this machine that I then went on to partner with. I thought I was a good coach. I thought I was making serious bank. I thought I was one of these that was able to go on social media pages. You know, I've just had my first 5-figure month. 5 figures my ass. No one's told. I didn't know anyone was making 100k in 100 days. Beyonce money. Let's be right about it. So that immediately perked my interest, and that's where I realized I'd been doing everything wrong. You can build this personal brand tonight. You can start speaking your fucking truth, not giving a shit about what your friends and family are going to say tonight. I can give you a link to partner with this sunscreen tonight that has absolutely no outgoing. You don't even need to buy it. You can immediately begin making £2 a sale from your social media tonight. You can monetize your social media tonight. You will have, if you start building a personal brand right now and partner with a high ticket item, you literally have the potential to make 100k in 100 days. I've seen it done that many times at this point. It's not even funny. Start building. Why? Please, you have a choice in everything. You have a choice in everything. You've got a choice in what you eat, what you drink, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up in the morning, what you listen to, what you watch. All of these things have a massive impact on your life, on your reality, on your actual reality. What you choose to do with your social media, if you are choosing to consume on it, you are having your soul sucked out of it. You could instead be choosing to create on it, which literally puts you into the 2% of people. It is not too late for you to do this. I did not start building my personal brand until I was a 39-year-old ex-prostitute. It is not too late. I thought, I still don't know how to use TikTok. I still don't know how to use TikTok. You can build a personal brand on social media at any point in this game. Ignore what these fucking 15-year-olds are telling you, prancing about on TikTok. You can still do it on good old-fashioned Facebook. Lou, I'm going to let you jump in to talk numbers and business, and, okay. And then I'll jump back in with Philip and me. Awesome. But that's how you build a personal brand.
Yes, I love it. And you know, like Biba said, you know, you don't need a lot of followers to build a personal brand. You really don't, you guys. When I started this business, I had 300 followers on Instagram. Like, that's it. That's it. And some people, that's a high number. Some people, that's a low number. For me, I thought if you wanted to build a personal brand and make money off it,
it's not about follower numbers. The majority of the people that follow me are hoping that I fall flat on my arse. If follower numbers converted to sales, we wouldn't be on this webinar, because I'd be on my private island, butt-ass naked right now, spread-eagled with my yoni literally getting worshipped by the sun itself. Follower numbers do not equate to sales. And
I mean,
they just don't.
Right. Gaining followers, sure, it's gonna grow your audience. But just so you guys know, if you're sitting here watching and thinking, well, I don't have an audience for personal branding stuff. Yeah, that's why you build a personal brand and then you build your audience as you go, right? And then you will continue to pull in. It's not about the amount, it's about the quality of the people that you're bringing in, right? So anyways, freaking love you, Biba. You're awesome. So okay, so now we're gonna talk about the product that we align with, because like Biba said, you can go out and do whatever you want to do. You can take the information that we're giving you and you can go do whatever it is that you want to do. You don't have to join us. We're actually not here to be like, please join us, please join us. That's not what we do. We're here to say, are you excited about this? Does this light you up? Are you like super stoked and feeling some sort of tingliness in your stomach, thinking like, I want to be a part of this? Then we're like, cool, come join us, because there's always room for us, for you at our table, right? But we do want to show you, because something that I didn't know was the potential that I unlocked when I joined here with this business. And it is a direct sales company. It is a network marketing company. A lot of people are like, oh, network marketing. Network marketing is the best way to take the wealth and spread it apart into the people like you, the people like me. That is the best way to do it. It's direct sales. Some of the most favorite.
Can I just jump in there, Lou, just to clarify something? Because as someone that used to test network marketing, whenever I heard network marketing, I used to assume that it meant paying out monthly and things like that. I want to be really clear that when we're saying network marketing, I don't think this is. I think it's affiliate marketing, because all this involves is you buy the product once and then you get commission on every sale you sell after that. Yeah. You're not paying anything out monthly. There's no subscription you need to keep up. You don't have to spend so much. You don't have to get so many points in a week to maintain your rank. It's none of that. You buy the product, you get commission on every product you sell after that.
Yes. So true. There's no monthly ordering. Yeah, I know, that's good. It's good for people to know, because it's like there's like this different version of what network marketing means to certain people. And technically, I like to even say, I don't even like to use that word network marketing. I like direct sales, because that's what it is. It's a direct sale. And it's actually more set up like real estate than anything else, you know, where you have brokers, you know, you have to be a real estate agent in order to make, you know, you have to actually sell a house in order to make an income. But if you're a broker, then you can actually be helping other people sell houses, and you could be making a part of their commission as well. And you start to build out a team. That's what we're doing here. And it really truly promotes community, it promotes support, and it promotes a whole bunch of people working together, right? But a few other reasons why I really love direct sales is you get to avoid really expensive overhead. So like Biba said, you get to buy one product one time, boom, you're in it for life. No monthly ordering, no monthly subscriptions, no fees, no annual fees, no nothing, like just one time, that's it. And to start a business, like a business with such a potential, our overhead is actually very, very, very small. You also get to reduce your advertising costs, because we are the advertisement. You could, if you wanted to, there's ways to actually go through and do paid advertisement if you choose to through social media. But most of us, myself and Biba included, we've actually done this completely organically without having any sort of ads. We do have trainings. If you want to participate in ads, we can hook you up with that, but you don't have to. There's also flexibility to run your own business however you want to run it, right? So it's like we talk about time freedom, like Biba talked a lot about that. Like that's what we are all here for. We want, like, if you have a whole bunch of money and you don't have any time to do anything you want to do, then what's the freaking point, right? So we're looking for flexibility. We choose what we want to do. We choose the hours we want to do it, and all of that stuff. We also have a lot of community and support, because like I said, this type of business model, that's what it promotes. It promotes us to be, hi, hi, sweet girl. Aw. It promotes us to be, working together as a community and being supportive of one another, right? And then in the US, and I'm pretty sure in the UK as well, there's a lot of major tax benefits that come from working in direct sales. I mean, you're working from home, you're working online, you get to write off so much crap if you participate in the tax system. There's lots of us that are exiting that system as well as we build out our parallel societies. But if you're still plugged into that system, there's a lot of tax benefits to be a part of that. So we're going to talk about Enagic, or Kangen water. That's the company. The company is called Enagic. Kangen water is the water that's produced by our ionizers. That's the product that Biba and I, and probably whoever whoever you're watching this, whoever invited you to this webinar, that's also probably what they have affiliated with as well, or they probably wouldn't have sent you to this webinar. But this is a company that was established almost 50 years ago in Okinawa, Japan. Again, if you look at Japan and you look at all the things that are going on in Japan, like it's one of the healthiest countries in the world, if not the healthiest country in the world. and they happen to be doing things. They do things a lot better than we do here in the United States in a lot of different ways, but I'll leave that there because we don't have time to go into that. But we are a global business. We have offices on every single continent in the US, and our company continues to grow. In fact, in 2020, when like businesses were closing down, people were losing their jobs left and right, our company had a 17% increase in sales. I don't know if you're into sales or into numbers or into any of that stuff, but that's freaking massively huge for growth, especially if a company's been around for that long, right? And part of the reason, because 2020, lots of people were looking for a couple different things. They were looking for getting healthier, which is a product that we actually have, water that supports our bodies. Our bodies are 70 to 85, percent water. So we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves the good water, right? But it also, people were looking for a way to work from home. So the Google search work from home went up by 600% in 2020 because people were looking for an opportunity. So they're looking for health and an opportunity. And guess what we have? We have both combined in one. And it's an amazing opportunity that if you want to take advantage of, we're offering that to you today. And these machines are actually recommended by over 10,000 healthcare professionals worldwide. Lots are holistic. I know we have Dr. Ann on here. She's a naturopath. We have lots of chiropractors. We have lots of acupuncturists. We also have some medical doctors too that also recommend this because there's lots of studies out there that show how amazing this water truly is for your health. So I'm going to actually share my screen with you guys really quick because I just want to show you how we actually earn. I'm not going to talk a lot about the product because we have a whole separate webinar that you can join for that. If you want to learn about the product. But what I want to show you is the business model and how we actually earn from the product. So here's this. And I'm just going to see if I can get it to go into present mode. There we go. So we can show you what this looks like from an Enagics standpoint. So what you need to create conscious wealth, you need a product that helps people all around the world, and it also helps the earth and its creatures, a compensation model that creates legacy wealth, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, for you and your family, and the supportive business community so you can grow fast. So our line of products, what we offer is we offer water ionizers. This is the K8. You've probably seen this in my stories. If you follow me, you've seen it in Bibi's stories. If you follow her or anybody that invited you to this webinar, they probably have a K8 or something similar. We also have an Anespa, which is for your shower, and we have Ucon. What our products do is they create electrolyzed reduced water. It's restructured, it's microclustered, so your body absorbs it. Again, I'm not going to go much into the water today because there's a whole other video you can watch about the water, but just a brief overview. It's creating hydrogen-rich, antioxidant-rich water. It gives you a low toxic, sustainable living option because you can replace a lot of different household chemicals with all the different, there's like 7 different waters you can create, and some of them are cleaning water, some are drinking, all that stuff. And then we also have a turmeric product, which is grown organically on a Enagics farm using Kangen water, which is pretty cool. So the compensation, like I said, it's a direct sales company. They have a commission system that is patented, so no one else in the world can use this, and it's based on 8 points. It pays over and down rather than a pyramid. Lots of people think of network marketing, they think of pyramid. We don't pay out in a pyramid structure. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So many things are set up as pyramids. Probably a lot of things you don't even realize are set up as pyramids. Anyways, regardless, we don't do that anyways. We do over, down, over, down, over, down. We have monthly bonuses that incentivize to help you and your team grow. And we have an option for legacy wealth, which in 2 slides from here, I'm going to show you what that means, because that was the part that excited me the most. That was the part that I was like, wait, what? Never heard of that before in any sort of compensation plan that I've looked at. And I've looked at a lot of different ones when I was deciding what I wanted to do with my life. So we are a true direct sales company. We don't hire sales professionals and we don't pay for advertisement. It is by the people, for the people, 100%, which is part of why we like to support this model so much. So let's take a look at how you actually get paid. So we pay out on an 8-point commission system. I'm just going to go over some numbers with you guys so you can see how easy it is to create wealth in this type of a business. 1 point if you're in the United States of a sale of a K8, which is our top of the line flagship model of an ionizer, equals $340. Now the commission is going to vary per country. So if you're in the UK, just know that it's 250 euro. It's a little bit different. But if you're in the US, I'm just going to focus on US numbers because this is just the model and this is the pictures I have. So just do the math in your head. If you're in the UK, just know it's 250, but it's still, if you still get paid the same, but it's just the point is a little bit different. And the prices of the systems are a little bit different as well. But when you first start out in the business, you open up different lanes, or what we call agents. So when you first start out, you're a 1A agent, you earn 1 point of commission. So it's $340 for every K8 that you sell. After you've sold 2 at $340, you kind of sort of get a raise, or you get bumped up, and then you start earning double or 2 points for every sale that you make. So if you sell a K8, you're going to earn $680 because you earn 340 times 2, right? After only having 10 sales, you bump up again and you end up becoming what we call a 3-point agent, which earns 3 points of commission per sale, which is $1,020. Again, $1,020 for every single sale that you make of a K8. That's crazy, right? That's awesome. That only takes 10 sales to get to that point where you're making over $1,000 per sale. Imagine what kind of wealth that you could create for yourself, because it only gets better from there. And when we are in this type of a business with Enagic, we never go backwards. If you ever get to the point where you hit 3A or 4A or 5A, and then you take a year off or take 5 months off or take whatever off to go focus on family or focus on healing or focus on whatever, when you come back, you always start off at the place that you left. You never, ever go backwards. So after you've had 20 sales, you bump yourself up to 4A and you're earning $1,360 off of one sale. And then it goes to $1,740 after one sale. And then it goes to $2,040. And we actually have a strategy that we teach where you can actually unlock all 8 points of the commission and earn $2,700 on one sale of a K8. Now, just so you know, also, this is not you having to be the one to make all the sales, which is why we focus on a team. It's why we grow a team, because you don't have to be the one to make all the sales. When you have a team that you're mentoring and helping to grow the business, when they start making sales, you also get paid. So I'm going to show you how and what that looks like. So up here at the top, we have a lady named Noelle. She's the person that introduced me to the business. And this is actually a real small portion of her organization in her back office. And this is what it looks like. So she first sold her first 2 machine sales. You can see it comes in here at $340 for each K8. Then she became a 2A and she sold a machine to Liz, a K8. And Liz then made $680 off of that sale to Liz, because Liz came into her business in her 2A lane, right? Well, Liz loved the water so much that she went out and started telling people about it as well. And maybe she loved the water so much, maybe she loved the business so much, maybe she loved both, which is what I happened to do. And so she went and told everybody about this business opportunity and about this water, and she started selling K8s too. So you can see underneath her, my cursor's not working for some reason. So, but you guys can see underneath her, there's another gal that Liz sold the machine to. And then that income that you see that says $680, that's not what was paid to Liz. That's what was paid to Noelle, because Liz came into Noelle's business in her 2A lane. Noelle then also gets compensated for every person that Liz brings into her business. So Liz goes out and sells 1, 2, 3, 4 K8s to her friends or family or whoever, her chiropractor, whatever, right? And Noelle earns $3,400, even though she only ever sold that one K8 to Liz. But because Liz went out and shared this as well, Noelle was compensated because Noelle helped mentor Liz into growing her business, right? So Noelle bumps up herself to a 3A, has 10 sales somewhere along the line. She only had one sale to Liz, but Liz, let's say, had 9 sales. Well, that still gives Noelle 10 total sales. So she's able to open up a 3A lane, and then she goes out and sells a K8 to me, right? She makes $1,020 off of my K8, and I go out and tell every freaking person I know about this water and about this business, and I start selling K8s as well. And Noelle starts making $1,020 off of every single K8 that I sold, right? So look at the numbers on that, right? She sold that one K8 to me, but if you look at the bottom, after me selling it to 9 of my friends, she still earned $10,200 off of that one sale that she made to me, because I went and shared it with all of the people that I knew that would benefit from this water, which is pretty much everyone, right? Then she comes up and becomes a 4A, and she introduces it to Laura, who happens to be a Freedom nurse, holistic nurse. And she goes out and shares it with all of her patients, all of her former nurses, all of the other people that she knows. And she starts selling all of these K8s. All of that income that Noelle was earning, she only ever sold those 3 K8s, but look how much she ended up earning. At the very bottom, you'll see the totals: $3,400 from Liz, $10,200 from my sales, and $13,600 from Laura's. And let me just tell you, when you look at my line right there, I don't know anything about Laura's or Liz's organization, but I can tell you mine is over 300 at this point. That's a very small part of what Noelle earned off of my sales, but it shows you the income that is possible with this business, right? So show me some love in the comments if you think that this is awesome. If you think this could be an amazing way to create wealth for you and your family, right? You are starting to create what we
have 26 grand. That's 26 grand from selling 3 machines.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's like, it's
right. It's like,
it still makes me laugh when because I think, the fuck?
Right. Right.
That's
and I have like
so possible.
Right. And then I have some people that will come and say, well, if you're making that much money off of one system, then the units must be marking up your products way too much. And it's like, no, listen, that's why we talk about direct sales. That's why I'm so passionate about direct sales. If you look at any industry in the world, any industry, clothes, furniture, Nike, pharmaceuticals, it's like ridiculously marked up. But the iPhone is like the perfect example. I have an iPhone, still working on smartphones over here. I'm still plugged into the system that much at least, but whatever, I have an iPhone. These iPhones cost, if you buy them brand new, anywhere from $1,200, $1,300, and they just keep going up, right? Do you know how much it costs to make an iPhone? We looked it up. My husband and I looked it up. It's not very much. It's only like, I can't even remember now. I think it was like 600, maybe. I don't remember. But the markup of the iPhone was about 279%. That's from what we looked up based on how much it cost. Oh, I think it was like 400 maybe to make this. But you know why they have to mark that up? Because all of the stuff that they have to do to go out and sell these iPhones, they have to go out, they have to make these big commercials, which cost tens of thousands of dollars to make these videos that they have to go then blast out on TV, news, radio, magazines, articles, whatever. They have to pay every single time they're advertising that on all of these different platforms. It's costing them so like tens, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they have to mark up their products that much so that they can make some of that profit back, right? Because anything that you're going to sell, you're making a profit at some point. Enagic's 501, it's the only numbers that we could really find good numbers on, is only marked up 65%. So people are like, you're only, your products are marked up that much because you're paying distributors. That's bull. That's not true. Our products are marked up because they're high quality products with medical grade platinum and titanium inside of them. And the money that Enagic is making off of those, a lot of it goes back to the distributors so that they don't have to pay for that advertisement. Because you know what? Satisfied customers are the most effective and honest form of marketing. Who would you rather pay? ABC, CBS, NBC? I don't know what the news stations are in the UK, but these are some of the popular ones in the US. Like, if you're paying a markup fee for some of these other products, that's where the money's going. The markup is going over there. Or who would you rather pay? Biba, Taylor, Callie, myself? Like, literally, our conscious entrepreneurs that are taking this wealth and spreading it out into the world. Like, that's who you pay. When you pay the markup, yeah, you're going to pay a markup. No matter what you buy, no matter where you buy it from, you're going to be paying a markup somewhere. But if you get to spend your money and the markup gets to go to the people that you know are going to do good in this world, that's what I feel good about. You can make your own decision, but I would love to hear in the comments from you guys, like, who would you rather pay? Who would you rather support? I'm not trying to support corporations any more than I already have, right? I want to support people like Biba. I want to support people like Merced. I want to support people like Danielle. I want to support people like Vanessa and Caroline and all the people that I know are doing such good things in the world. And so you get to make that decision for yourself. But just know that anytime you buy a product, you are supporting something in some sort of a way of a markup. So let's talk about the legacy income real quick. We went a little bit over, you guys, but we love you and stick with us for like 10 or 15 more minutes. But legacy income this is what got me so excited about Enagic. Well, besides from all the other things, of course, but this was like, wait, what? Like, you literally can get to a point in the business where you get paid for monthly bonuses on top of the commission that you earn. Like we just showed you, that's all commission. You also get bonuses monthly for the rest of your life. And the first tier of legacy income starts at $5,000 a month for the rest of your life. But the reason we call it legacy is because what happens is when you are no longer earthside, when you are moving on, right, you actually get to leave this behind for your children. If you get to this point in Enagic's business where you start to earn legacy income, you get to will that off to your children and say, you know what? I'm leaving a legacy for you behind. I'm leaving a legacy for me behind for my kids. I've got 26 acres. We built out this off-grid. We're literally building a castle out of hempcrete. Like we're homesteading. We've got all this stuff going on. Like, I'm going to leave that behind for my kids too. But on top of that, I'm also going to leave you wealth in such a way that you're going to earn $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month for the rest of your life, because that's what I want to leave for you behind, in addition to everything else that I'm leaving for you. How freaking awesome is that? Right? Let me hear from that in the comments. Like, I would love to hear from you guys. Like, how awesome is that? So here's what legacy looks like. The first tier starts at $5,000 per month right here at 6A2-3. And just so you know, we put pictures in here of these people. These are people that we actually literally know in real life. I put Biba down here because Biba is so close to getting to this point in her business, and I know it's happening. So this is how we future pace right here, right? But these are all people that we know in our life, in real life, that have hit these ranks at Enagic. This is not something that like no one ever gets to, that they just dangle in front of you saying you can get here, like, but no one ever gets there. People get there. People get there all the time. In fact, we've had so many people getting there, and most people that are at ranks like 2-5 and 2-6 and all these above here, they all came in during 2008 recession. They all came in during the time because the recession is when more millionaires are born than any other time before. More entrepreneurs are starting to look for opportunities. That's when these guys came in, and look at their businesses now, right? So we are actually in a time where it's perfect to be joining an opportunity like this. But just know that the legacy income starts at $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, 15, and it just keeps going up from there. So this is really, truly legacy stuff, you guys. And we really want to support you to grow and to get there, because we all have our eyes on a bigger goal. And our mission is, as we help you, it all helps us too, which is why this model is so amazing. So how we support you: we give you education on personal branding. We give you marketing through social media. Well, and we educate you how to market on social media. We give you materials, done for you funnels, marketing materials, webinars that you can invite people to, stuff like this, right? Like we do things like this all the time. If you join our team, you then start inviting people to this type of stuff, right? This is kind of how it works. Groups, classes, webinars, workshops, weekly trainings, all different topics, one-on-one coaching, 30-day mentorships, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But these are some of the things that we do to support you to grow if you decide to join with us, because it's not just about what you join with, right? The conscious product that you're deciding to join with. It's also about who you join with. Who do you want to join with? Who do you want to run with? Who do you want to create this life with, right? And when you join and you have business partners like this, you start to create kind of sort of, in a way, you're creating your life together in business. So anyways, how do you start your business? If you're super lit up and you're like, heck yeah, I want to do this. Like, what do I do? What's my next step? How many of you are feeling that way? Like, how many of you are like, yeah, I want to start? Like, because if you do, like, then listen to that feeling of inside of you, because that's really like, let it guide you to your next step, right? Let it guide you. But the only thing that you have to do to start your business is purchase one or more Enagic product. Like Biba mentioned earlier, this is no monthly fees, pay this each month, have points. Like this is none of that. You literally buy one product one time and you're a distributor for the rest of your life. For life, you have distributor rights within the company. We also have 0% financing options available, no credit checks required. So if you like, I have bad credit, don't worry about that. It's okay. There's different options. We also have cards that we can point you into the direction of, you know, depending on where you live. So a lot of you are in the UK and some of you are in the US, but depending on where you live, there is a way to get started. So if you're excited and you're feeling lit up and you're like, I want to do this, like you're going to have to reach out to the person who invited you and let them take you through the next step. But as you notice, it says purchase one product or more. I want to just quickly break down the business builder strategy for you guys, because a lot of people get started with the trifecta, which just is a strategy. It's not required, it's optional, but a lot of people come in. If you catch the vision of the business, you see the direction that it's going, and you're like, I want to be a part of that. I want to run fast. These are for like, this is also an option. The trifecta means you basically buy one of each product that Enagic offers. You get to experience all those benefits, and also you get to start your business off earning double commission. So just like you saw this organization where Noelle sold these 3 products and earned all of this income, if she would have bought a trifecta and then sold trifectas, this is what her income would have looked like. So instead of earning 3,400 off of all of the machine sales that Liz made, she would have earned 5,650. Instead of earning 10,020, she would have earned 16,950. Again, this is a very small portion of what that you're seeing, because we couldn't put our whole organization on here, right? Or instead of 13,600 off of Laura, she would have made $22,600. These are real numbers. These are real situations. And this is truly what's possible within this company, truly what's possible if you decide. So again, this is just an option. We can go over that with you. If you feel like you're interested and you want to explore more individually, we can get on a call, we can chat, we can talk. But just know that although we are the leading and longest established ionizing company, there's still very little brand awareness worldwide, and most people haven't even heard of Kangen water yet. So there's a lot of growth potential within this business, and you guys just need to understand that it is a really good time to look into what we have here. So Biba's gonna go over.
Should we just mention as well though that we're actually, so Enagic are actually increasing their prices for the very first time on the 1st of January 2023. If you follow me, you'll know I do not believe in the Gregorian calendar, so I hate even saying anything to do with New Year, but as of the 1st of January, the prices are going up. So now is the fucking time to get in. Now is the time to get in.
And that's just for the UK, just so you guys know. If anyone's watching in the US prices are not going up, but the UK ones are. But still, UK prices January 1st, 550 euro more than it is now. So yeah, get it now.
Say you weren't wrong.
Right. So, so yeah, Biba, do you want to talk about community really quickly and then we'll just wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll do it super, super quick. But sort of this is one of the points I want to make is one of the most powerful things I found about being a member of this business is the community that I found. For anyone that's followed my journey, you'll know this has actually been literally a physical experience for me. I've mentioned that I left the UK. I've ended up on vegan communes trying to search for my tribe. I've ended up fucking here, there, and everywhere trying to find my tribe. I saw the most brilliant video the other day. I'm sure you've probably seen it because I think it went viral, but it was Cesar Millan, who's this dog trainer, and he was saying that the fastest way to rehabilitate a dog is you take the bad dog and you put it in a pack of 5 other dogs that are really well trained, and the dog will have no other choice but to copy the herd, copy the behavior. As a self-sabotage coach, I am so desperately aware of the power of the herd. It's how 2020 was pulled off. We are instinctively programmed to follow the herd to stay safe. You will always emulate the herd behavior to stay safe, which is why it's so fucking important to choose your herd. Now, I thought I wanted a herd. I thought I needed homeschoolers and barefoot hippies and all the rest of it to be my herd. I do need that. I absolutely do need that. What I need more than anything is people with the same vision. When people work with me and I start trying to have them understanding how they've been programmed, you're getting programmed around the clock. Every media article, every advert, every single thing you are being exposed to, social media is no different. Now, you have to be really particularly careful when you're choosing who's to follow on social media, because you're choosing what influence you're going to get exposed to. And there's still very little way to get around it because they also consistently show you sponsored content and all the rest of it. But you need to try and really curate your content so that it's inspirational. You will naturally become the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I mean this in the virtual world as well as in your physical world. I now have more single mother female millionaires in my phone than I ever knew possible. I follow content. I've surrounded myself with women in this business. There is a woman in this business called Rebecca who got £118,000 bonus check last month. That wasn't her commissions. That was her bonus. She was sleeping in a car 6 years ago. I noticed, I was having this conversation with Louise earlier, but I noticed that I was exposed to that story 4 times in the space of 30 minutes when I was on social media because of who I follow on social media. I'm only following powerful, sovereign women who are they know they can be millionaires, they know they can be multimillionaires, and they have absolutely nothing standing in their way to creating their absolute best reality. Because these are the only women that I am choosing to follow on social media, that is what I am consistently getting informed with. You cannot underestimate the power of community. And when I'm talking about community, I'm not saying who can have your kids, you know, who do you feel safe leaving your kids with? I still haven't fucking found that. Not talking about community in the sense of childcare. I'm talking about your online community. If you can surround yourself with people who have the same vision, who know exactly where they are going, and you take their energy. This is an absolute energy exchange. So there is power in numbers. There is power in what you are surrounding yourself with. Remember that every single thing is a choice. Everything that dictates your reality is a choice. What you eat dictates it, what you drink, what time you go to bed, what time you get up, what you choose to listen to, what you choose to. Are you watching Game of Thrones, where it's like packed with violence and blood and gore and gratuitous sex? Or are you listening to inspiring podcasts that are telling you how to create wealth and that are telling you how to create abundant health? You've got a choice in all of this, and you have got a choice in who your online community is. And it's the most powerful way to shift your vibration is to be consistently around people who see the vision, who understand that you're here because you're a magnificent, self-healing, fucking starseed who's the only reason you've got an imagination is so you can manifest shit. Like that's why a dog doesn't have an imagination. How amazing is that? You need to be surrounded by people who can also see the vision, who also get this, and they will take you along that journey with them. community is so important.
Yes.
Tried to wrap that up really quick there, Lou.
I know. It's so hard because it's like we have so much passion around this topic. It's just like
I know. I used to have a really deep programming block that single mothers who were like barefoot in the hills would never be millionaires. I remember when I started pricing out my group coach, and I was like, right, so if you do two, maybe 3 of those a year and sell so many books. And I remember working out I could hit 60K if I really exerted a lot of energy in all these different fields. And I remember thinking that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Unbeknownst to me, that was a block. 60K is a motherfucking block. You can make that in a week, motherfucker. You absolutely can make that in a week. Like, where did that block come from that 60K was all right to survive with?
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to start in choppers to rescue kids this time next year.
The more,
so, just you can decide what you're consuming. You can decide who you're surrounding yourself with. You can decide how you want your life to look. So
the more that you decide to spend your time around those that are earning more, then you start seeing that your potential is more as well, because you're sticking around.
It's now full of barefoot hippie women who make absolute bank. That's my new reality. And I just want to throw something else in that came through to me earlier, because we were talking about this, but there is so much programming involved, and you have been drip fed, whether you are aware of it or not, but you have been drip fed from day dot that there are only 2 paths to success. One is the indoctrination, university, corporate, doctor, lawyer route. But to have true wealth, I'm talking private jet wealth, private yacht wealth, or private island wealth, you've literally, the only way you see to get it is to sell your soul. Every young boy has been drip fed and programmed that the only way to have true financial freedom is to sell their soul and become some sort of massive sports star where they can sell their soul to Adidas and Nike and all the rest of it. Or if you're a girl, you're programmed to believe that the only way to sort of massive wealth like that is to commodify your body and become the next fucking Britney or J-Lo. Let me tell you that more female millionaires have been made via network marketing than any other industry. Why do you think it gets so much shit in the media? People, come on, we're cleverer than this and we're aware now of how. Can you imagine if from day dot you'd have been programmed that you can actually make complete and utter financially freeing wealth just by being yourself and standing in your truth? You don't have to shave your fanny and swing around on a stage like the Britneys and all the rest of it. You've been commodified into thinking that direct sales, network marketing, social media is the most powerful, potent way to create wealth right now. And if you sat on your soul, like I don't have many regrets. I live with very, very few regrets. Not monetizing my social media way back when I started speaking out is one of mine, because I think I could be seriously sitting in some form of palatial luxury by now. Still off grid, but palace nonetheless.
Right.
Hemp palace, like my girl here.
Yeah. That's so funny that you say that too. I always say that the only regret that I have is not starting sooner, because I literally watched on the sidelines for like 8 months before I jumped in with Noelle, who was the one that I joined with. I watched her for 8 months and I thought to myself, this sounds really amazing. I think I can do this. And it wasn't until 8 months where I finally pulled the trigger. And then I look back and I thought, wow, if I would have jumped during those 8 months, or when that first feeling inside of me was like, wow, this sounds really cool. If I would have done it then, like those 8 months, I mean, it all works the way it's supposed to. So I, really, truly, like you, I mean,
absolutely, but when you realize, when you do start seeing the momentum and really understanding the potential, I remember it was like we've said before, it was hearing your 100K in 100 days story that really perked my interest. And now this whole, someone getting 120K bonus, it's just like this stuff. These aren't stories. This is absolutely fucking possible. And there's a reason that this industry is getting so vilified.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
It's the same reason for everything else, because they're trying to keep you fucking small. Because the things that happen when you start buying your freedom, when you start spending your days in nothing but gratitude on the beach because you've got all the time in the world, because you don't have any stress about money, that's when the absolute frequency of literally enough people start doing this, and enough people start living in absolute, complete and utter freedom, the frequency of the whole fucking earth is going to shift. Right. Watch it happen.
That's what we're doing now. Exactly. We're changing the vibration of the world. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're here to invite you guys with. So that's a perfect place to end this, is like, that's what we're here to do. If you feel excited about this, if you feel like you want to join us, we do have an offer for you guys. We are going to be offering a mentorship. Now, our mentorship starts on December 5th. December 5th, a month from today. Well, I guess it's a little less than a month from today. That gives you guys until the end of November.
Jesus, my God.
I know.
I think it's, you don't know what month it's like, and it's 300 days of sunshine here. You have no idea what month. It could be August, looking out that window. No idea.
But yeah, so if anyone decides to join us, you have until November 30th is the cutoff date to get into the mentorship. But for any fast action takers that really decide that you don't need to wait until November 30th, just because you have until November 30th, you don't have to wait for that. But we have a special bonus for anybody that joins in within the next 1 week. So that's 7 days, November 14th. Paperwork ready to go in hand, gets access to a bonus call from the same exact woman that Biba was just talking about that just made her 118,000 bonus check. She was literally living in her car 6 years ago, and she's now like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But she put up
talking about Rebecca. Rebecca doesn't actually have a particularly large social media following either, does she?
No, and neither does Christy. Christy and Rebecca are both the founders of the Freedom Era platform, and yeah, they don't have a huge following on social media. I don't think they have. Yeah, it's not huge, but it's quality. It's quality leaders that are followers that they have, and it's a quality team that they've built out. So, so anybody who wants to take action fast, who knows that they're ready to go, who's like ready for this change in their life, right? Because nothing changes unless you change. If you're not fully happy, you're not fully lit up, you're not fully feeling good about the things that you're doing or the future that you're creating, and you want to kind of start implementing change, then, look into the options. And this is one of the options that you have. So 1 week from today, then you get a bonus call. It's called the Success Strategy Bonus Call. It's going to be with Christy Ord. And she is one of the best 7-figure mentors in this space, you guys. So it's going to be really, truly special. And then it's going to give you a roadmap to legacy income. That's what you're really looking for, is how to get to that legacy income. And you're going to get a 1-hour branding session with Biba and myself. So we're going to sit down and we're going to go through a branding session. We're going to walk you through, if you're like, I don't know anything about personal branding, like, what does that even mean? If you're anything like me, like, what does a personal brand even mean? Same thing with Biba. Like, she didn't really know either, but like, if you were kind of confused about all that, we're going to walk you through how to actually establish it, set it up, and do all of that. So those are the 2 bonuses that you're going to get for anybody that joins us within the next week. So you have 7 days. Reach out to the person who invited you here. If it was myself, reach out to me. If it was Biba, reach out to her. If it was Vanessa, reach out to her. If it was Ayana, reach out to her. Whoever invited you to this, we have a whole entire team of people that are using different like webinars like this that are inviting people there. So if it was somebody else that I didn't mention their name, that's okay. Reach out to them, because they're going to be the one that's going to get you plugged into the bonuses. And they're also going to be the one that's going to get you plugged into the information on how you can join our team, Team Conscious Water, Kangen Water Collective. And yeah, you are not going to want to miss the mentorship, and you're definitely not going to want to miss the bonus. It's going to be fire. It's going to be lit. If you like the energy of this container, just freaking wait for that container. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss out. So yeah, so anybody who's
we do bring the fire, it has to be said.
We bring the fire. me and Biba were laughing before we came on here, because yeah, we will just go, like, you guys, trust me, like, if you are feeling the energy and you want to be around this more in your space, then this is definitely the place to do that, right? Is to join a team of people that are going to make you feel inspired every single day. And that's what I'm so excited and so grateful to have partners with this business. Many of you that are watching today, and Biba that's on here today. So anybody, reach out to the person, send them a message personally, and then figure out the best way for you to get the info. Join our Facebook group if you want to learn more about the water, Kangen Water Collective. We have a webinar this Thursday. We're actually going to go into the science of the water. So if you want to know more about that, I'll see you on there on Thursday. That'll be me and a woman named Dawn who's going to be doing that call with me. Then you can learn more about the water and all of that, but you don't have to wait for that. Go into the group, and there's plenty of education there that's already there. You don't have to wait for that call, but if you want to join a call live, it'll be on Thursday. Reach out to the person. Ayana said,
yeah, give me on Facebook or Instagram for anybody that wants to learn more from me in particular. Insta DMs or Facebook DMs right now are the best. Everything else is fucking up for me.
Down.
Yeah, still has website still hacked, emails still, yeah, it's all going off. But all happening as it's supposed to.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys,
Mantra.
everybody, on Facebook, I'm going to end the call. If you're on the Zoom, I would love for you guys to stay on for 1 minute because I wanted to get a picture, but I want to end the call on Facebook. So for those of you on Facebook, thank you for watching. See you later. Tag the person who invited you here and enjoy the rest of your day. So let me see how I can end this live.